So this is why women over the age of 30 struggle to lose the weight and get in shape, right? And it has nothing to do with your age, right? My name is Roy. I'm a certified personal trainer. I got about 20 plus clients right now that I see in person, and 2 of them are male, meaning that all of my other clients are female. 17, 18 plus clients are female. And I've worked with them. Some are new, but I've worked with a lot of them over last 2 to 3 years. And what I've learned is a lot about their nutrition and eating habits, a lot about their physical activity, their exercise habits, a lot about their mindset, which has been one of the hardest things for me to help shift over the last couple of years, right? Because you can tell people to track your food, you can tell people to focus on protein, you can tell these women to hit the weight training, a little bit less Pilates, maybe pull back on that hot yoga and add in these things. But if you don't help change their mindset behind, doing extra cardio, eating a very small amount of calories, being skinny versus lifting weights and building muscle, everything else just doesn't matter. And so the main reason why these women have a hard time losing the weight is, yes, their plan. Yes, their consistency towards their plan. Yes, they're not weight training enough. Yes, they are not eating enough calories to support the muscle and then eventually increase their metabolism and burn the weight. They have the mindset of being skinny. Most of the women, not all women in the world, but most of the women have the mindset of being skinny, right? And with that mindset comes from eating a very small amount of calories and doing a lot of cardio. They understand that you should be lifting and eating protein, so they're doing cardio, they're eating a little bit more protein, they're going to yoga sculpt, they're lifting weights and Pilates, whatever the case may be, they're on the reformer, but they're not getting results. I had a lady tell me yesterday, who I just onboarded, said that she'd been trying to lose 5 pounds for the last 2 years. That is insane to me, because if you've been following me, you understand that we help individuals lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks. 2 months, 8 weeks, we help you lose 10 pounds. And she's been trying to lose 5 for 2+ years. And I asked her method, and she's like stepping on the scale and just like hoping and praying and wishing that it's going to be different. And then once she's done with that, she like goes on a couple of days. If she did lose the weight, she hops back in the scale, and the weight came back. And they've been doing that for 2 years. And then her day is predicated, like how good she feels during that day is predicated on what the scale says. Her husband's like, dude, stop stepping on the scale. Men don't really get it. We're just like, stop doing it if that bothers you. But women have a different kind of emotional attachment and view in the world. So telling them to just stop doing that doesn't work. And I've learned a ton about women. So once again, the reasons why the women aren't getting the results is, one, their mindset, right? We're not trying to be skinny anymore. When you want to tone a muscle, it just means you want to build some muscle. There's no such, you can't tone a muscle. It's either growing or it's fucking shrinking. That is the only 2 things. You can call it toning, you can call it sculpting, you can call it whatever you want to make your heart feel better, but you're either growing a little bit of muscle or you're losing a little bit of muscle. That is it. And so we teach people, women particularly, how to focus on weight training, eating enough food, right? Because then most women are under eating, which is also a crazy thing to tell them. I get a woman to come in, I'm like, hey, we need you to lift heavier more often, and we need you to eat more. And sometimes you need to stop running so much. You're getting 20, 30,000 steps in a day. We don't need you to do that. It's too much. You're not eating enough food, or you don't have enough muscle to support all the extra movement. So we're like, hey, lady, I know you want to lose weight. We're going to up your calories, get you to eat more, and we're going to lift heavier. You're like, oh my God. They look at me. Even though it logically makes sense, they look at me and they go, And I've had clients for 6, 12, 18 months, and they still just be like, that's better now. But they'd be like, eat more. And I'm like, yo, make sure you're eating more carbs. They're like, oh God, you want me to eat more carbs, lift heavier weights, do less yoga or Pilates, and stop moving as much? They start freaking out. However, they go, I let them try it for 6, 12 months in a row, right? Because they're paying me to come. They do it on their own. I'm like, so far, Susan, how much progress have you gotten doing it your way? They go, none. They try my way. They're like, fuck it. He's let me do my thing. He's told me everything. And then they've watched some videos on the internet. They're like, well, I've heard you're supposed to eat more protein. And they're like, yeah, I've been telling you that for 6, 12, 18 months now, Susan. So they try it my way for 4 weeks. Sometimes it don't take that long. Sometimes it takes like 10 days. Weight goes down. Muscle goes up. Clothes feel better. And I go, what the? And so a lot of times for individuals, women particularly coming to me, is their mindset needs to change. You have to understand the way that you've been doing it does not work anymore. It does not work anymore. I mean, it probably worked when you were younger, getting ready for a wedding, whatever the case may be. You just stopped eating as much food. You started moving a lot more. You started doing, some lady said she did Spanga or Spin for ever, and that changed her body. I'm like, that's not working no more. As you get older, we move less. We eat less. We lose muscle. Metabolism lowers. The same thing that we used to do before to get us in shape doesn't work anymore. And so you have to do something different in order to get a different result. So ladies, we're not doing skinny anymore. You don't have to be a jacked bodybuilder. You're not going to accidentally gain a bunch of muscle. That is impossible. I am a 6'2", 220-pound male. And the fucking work it takes for me to put on muscle is so much work. You're not just going to come into my space and then, oops, I had some protein. Oops, I worked out twice a week, 3 times a week, and I'm just fucking boom. Not going to work. It's not going to work. Not going to happen. It's impossible. If you do that, then we're going to be taking muscle samples and studying you because you're not human. So don't worry. It's not going to happen. You got to change your mindset. We got to focus on weight training 3 times a week. We got to focus on eating in the right amount of food. So you're probably going to have to eat more than you're currently eating, but we're going to make sure that you're lifting heavy and your body is craving that. And we're going to do it slowly. And I get people to lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks, 100% guaranteed. Yes, some people will eat less because you are overeating, 100%. But a lot of my clients are under eating and their portions are off, right? They're eating too many carbs or not enough protein, or too much fat, not enough carbs, not enough protein. We have to fix your ratios, and we gotta get you to be consistent for 8 weeks. So if that resonated to you, just comment shred. I'm gonna reach out to you. We'll get you more information. We'll hop you in the 8-week challenge. We'll get you to lose 10 pounds in the next 8 weeks. Once you're done with that, which is phase 1, we'll reverse diet you, go into phase 2. But don't worry about that. We'll take care of phase 2. Once you lose those 10 pounds, feel good. Understand that what I'm telling you is what I do on a daily basis. I appreciate you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Shout out to the ladies out there trying to change their body after taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the spouse, taking care of errands, possibly working too, running all types of shit and putting everyone first and putting themselves last. It is finally time to give yourself some self-care. Put yourself first, because your kids, your husband, your family, they don't need a mom that is perfect. They don't need a wife that is perfect. They need a mom, a wife that is healthy. Because the healthier you are, the more confident that you are, the better that you can be to everyone else around you. So it's time to put you first, take care of yourself, self-care, and everything else will improve in your life. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.